The kidnapping. On a quiet night at a research base on Earth, a bright full moon lit up the sky. Alex, a curious scientist, sat in his small lab, staring at his computer screen. He was studying the stars, hoping to discover signs of alien life. The hum of machines and the soft sounds of the night filled the air. Alex loved his work, but he often dreamed of adventure beyond the stars. Suddenly, a loud alarm shattered the calm. Red lights flashed, and the base shook. Alex's heart raced. He rushed to the window and looked outside. To his shock, he saw a massive spaceship hovering above the base. It was unlike anything he had ever seen, with strange markings glowing on its surface. The people in the base ran around in a panic. Some shouted orders, while others scrambled for safety. Alex knew he had to find out what was happening. He quickly grabbed his communication device and ran to the main control room. "Status report," shouted Dr. Harris, the head scientist. His face was pale with fear. "An alien ship is hovering above us," Alex said, trying to stay calm. "We need to prepare for an attack." Before they could act, a bright beam of light shot down from the ship, hitting the ground just outside the base. Everyone shielded their eyes from the brightness. When the light faded, Alex could see strange figures stepping out of the beam. They were tall, with green skin and large, glowing eyes. Their movements were quick and smooth, like predators on the hunt. The aliens moved toward the base, and Alex's heart sank. He had read about alien species in books, but nothing could prepare him for this moment. The creatures were here for a reason, and it was not to make friends. "Get back," Dr. Harris yelled as he grabbed a nearby tool. The other scientists followed his lead, trying to defend the base, but it was clear they were outmatched. The aliens approached with weapons that sparkled in the moonlight. Suddenly, a loud voice echoed through the air, coming from the alien leader. "We have come for the princess," it said in a strange but clear language. "She belongs to us now." Alex's breath caught in his throat. The princess. What princess? He had never heard of any princess connected to their research. Before he could think further, the aliens charged into the base. They easily overpowered the scientists, who were too scared to fight. Alex watched helplessly as one of the aliens grabbed a young woman who had been working with them. She was beautiful, with long hair and bright eyes that shone with determination. "Let her go," Alex shouted, but his words fell on deaf ears. The alien lifted her off the ground and carried her toward the spaceship. Alex realized, with horror, that this was the princess they had spoken about. As the princess struggled against her captors, she locked eyes with Alex. In that brief moment, they both understood something important. She needed help, and he could not let this happen. The spaceship's door opened, revealing a bright light inside. The alien leader threw the princess inside, and the door slammed shut. Alex felt a surge of anger and fear. He had to do something. But as he looked around, he saw the fear in his friend's eyes. They had lost hope. With the spaceship lifting off the ground, Alex made a decision. He could not stand by and let the aliens take the princess. He would find a way to rescue her. The adventure was just beginning, and he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As the ship disappeared into the night sky, Alex knew that he could not give up. He had to act fast, for the fate of the princess, and perhaps the galaxy, depended on him. The call to action. After the alien ship had vanished into the dark sky, the research base was filled with silence. The scientists stood in shock, their faces pale with fear. Alex felt a burning anger inside him. He couldn't just stand there and do nothing. He had to help the princess. "Alex, what do we do now?" Dr. Harris asked, breaking the silence. His voice trembled as he looked at Alex. The other scientists turned to him, hoping he had a plan. "We have to find a way to rescue her," Alex said firmly. "We can't let them take her without a fight." "But how?" One of the scientists, Maria, replied, her eyes wide with worry. "We're just a group of researchers. We don't have weapons or spaceships to go after them." Alex took a deep breath. He knew they were at a disadvantage, but he believed they could still do something. "We have knowledge, technology, and each other. Together, we can find a way to reach that spaceship." Dr. Harris nodded slowly. "We need to gather information about the alien ship and their technology. There might be something in our database that can help." The team quickly moved to the control room, where computers hummed and screens flashed. Alex began typing furiously, searching for any data on the aliens. After a few minutes, he found a report about a similar alien race that had been studied years ago. "Look!" Alex exclaimed, pointing to the screen. "These aliens are known for their advanced technology, but they also have weaknesses. If we can find a way to exploit those weaknesses, we might stand a chance." The room buzzed with a renewed sense of hope. "We could use their own technology against them," Maria said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "But we need a plan." "We need to build a spaceship," Alex said. "One that can travel faster than theirs. We can modify our research ship to make it stealthy and powerful." Everyone in the room nodded in agreement. They quickly divided tasks, each person taking on a specific role. Some worked on gathering materials, while others started building weapons from spare parts. Alex felt a surge of energy. They were working together, and this made him believe they could succeed. As the days passed, the team worked tirelessly. Alex stayed up late, poring over blueprints and designs. He learned how to create a cloaking device that could make their ship invisible to the aliens. The team members shared stories and jokes, bonding over their shared mission. One evening, while they were assembling the new ship, Alex gathered everyone around. "This isn't just about rescuing the princess," he said. "It's about standing up against those who believe they can take what they want without consequences. If we can save her, we can also show the galaxy that humans are not to be underestimated." Cheers erupted in the small workshop. The team felt a sense of purpose, and their fear slowly turned into determination. They worked late into the night, fueled by the thought of the princess and the hope of freeing her from her captors. Finally, after days of hard work, their new spaceship was ready. It was smaller than the alien ship, but it was sleek and equipped with powerful engines. The cloaking device shimmered faintly, promising to hide them from enemy eyes. As they prepared for launch, Alex stood in front of his team. "This is it," he said, his heart pounding with excitement. "We're going to rescue the princess and show those aliens what we're made of. Let's make history together." With that, they climbed aboard the ship, filled with hope and courage. The engines roared to life, and Alex took the controls. As they soared into the night sky, he felt a mix of fear and excitement. He was ready to face whatever lay ahead, for the sake of the princess and the future of humanity. Into the stars. As the ship soared into the night sky, Alex felt a rush of excitement and fear. He was no longer just a scientist. He was a hero on a mission. The stars twinkled brightly outside the windows, and the vastness of space spread out before him. This was it. They were on their way to rescue the princess. "Everyone, buckle up," Alex called out. His team quickly secured themselves in their seats. The ship was small but comfortable, designed for speed and stealth. As they flew higher, Alex felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He glanced at his team, who were looking back at him with trust in their eyes. "Remember, our mission is to find the princess and bring her back safely," Alex reminded them. "Stay alert and work together." The ship's engines hummed smoothly as they entered the atmosphere. After a few minutes, they broke through the clouds and into the blackness of space. The stars filled the view, shining like diamonds. Alex took a moment to appreciate the beauty of it all, but he quickly focused on the task ahead. "Coordinates set for the alien planet," Maria announced from her console. "It will take us about 3 hours to get there at maximum speed." "Good," Alex replied. "Let's make sure we stay off their radar." "Activate the cloaking device." As the cloaking device engaged, The ship shimmered and then appeared to vanish. The team watched in awe as the display showed their ship blending into the stars. Alex felt a thrill run through him. They were hidden, at least for now. The journey through space was unlike anything Alex had ever experienced. He had always dreamed of exploring the galaxy, but now it was real. He gazed out at the stars, each one a distant world filled with possibilities. However, the reality of their mission weighed heavily on him. The princess was out there, and time was running out. After an hour of flying, Maria spoke up again. "Alex, I've been studying the alien ship's movements. It seems like they're patrolling around the planet. We need to be careful." "Thanks for the heads up," Alex said. "We'll have to find a safe route to avoid detection. Keep monitoring their signals." As they flew, the team shared stories and jokes to lighten the mood. They talked about their lives on Earth, their dreams, and what they hoped to find in space. Alex listened, feeling the bond between them grow stronger. They were more than just colleagues. They were friends united by a common goal. Suddenly, the ship's alarm rang out, breaking their laughter. "Warning! Enemy ship detected," the computer announced in a robotic voice. The team sprang into action. "Alex, what do we do?" Maria asked, panic creeping into her voice. "Stay calm," Alex replied, his heart racing. "Activate the evasive maneuvers. We need to dodge them." He deftly piloted the ship, using every ounce of skill he had learned. The enemy ship loomed closer, its dark form threatening against the starlit backdrop. Alex maneuvered the ship sharply, avoiding the incoming scans. The enemy ship's sensors were trying to lock onto them, but the cloaking device worked, keeping them hidden. "Hold on," Alex shouted as he made a sharp turn, narrowly escaping the enemy's path. The ship shook as they sped away, adrenaline pumping through everyone. After a few tense moments, the enemy ship moved on, searching for them in vain. The team let out a collective sigh of relief. "Good job, Alex," Maria cheered, her face lit up with excitement. "We're not out of the woods yet," Alex reminded them. "Let's keep our guard up. We're still on a rescue mission." As they continued their journey through the stars, Alex felt a growing determination inside him. They were getting closer to the alien planet, and he could already imagine the challenge ahead. He knew they were on the right path, ready to confront whatever awaited them. With the princess's fate hanging in the balance, Alex and his team pushed forward, fueled by hope and courage, ready to face the unknown in the depths of space. Challenges along the way. As Alex and his team flew through space, they faced many challenges. The journey was not as smooth as they had hoped. After several hours of traveling, the ship began to shake violently. Alarms blared, and the lights flickered. "What's happening?" Alex shouted, gripping the control panel tightly. "Engine malfunction," Maria replied, typing quickly on her computer. "We've lost power to one of the thrusters. Can you fix it?" Alex asked, trying to stay calm. The ship was wobbling, and he could see the stars spinning outside the window. "I'll try," Maria said, her fingers flying over the keyboard. "But it will take a few minutes." "Everyone, brace yourselves," Alex warned. The ship shook again, and they all held on tightly. Alex thought about the princess, trapped on that alien planet, and it made him even more determined to succeed. "Let's help her," Dr. Harris called out, rallying the team. "We're not going to let a little trouble stop us." With everyone focused, Maria worked hard to fix the problem. She opened a panel and started checking the wires. "I need a flashlight," she shouted. "Here." Alex handed her a small light. He could see the sweat on her brow as she concentrated. Just then, the ship shook again, this time harder. The team gasped as they felt a sudden drop in altitude. "Alex, we're losing control," Maria cried. "I'm on it," Alex yelled, pulling back on the controls. He could feel his heart pounding. With a steady hand, he managed to stabilize the ship. "We have to get to that planet, no matter what." After what felt like an eternity, Maria finally fixed the thruster. "I got it," she shouted with relief. The ship's shaking eased, and they started to regain speed. "Good job, Maria," Alex said, his voice filled with gratitude. "Now let's get moving before the aliens catch up." Just as they started to relax, another alarm went off. "Warning, asteroid field ahead," the computer announced. "Great, just what we need," Alex muttered. "Everyone, hold on tight. We're going through." The ship entered the asteroid field, and the team watched in horror as massive rocks floated around them. Alex had to maneuver the ship carefully to avoid crashing. He swerved left and right, dodging the enormous space rocks. "Watch out," Dr. Harris shouted as a large asteroid approached. Alex turned the ship just in time, narrowly escaping disaster. "Keep an eye on the radar," Alex instructed. "We need to stay focused." The asteroid field was chaotic, and Alex could feel the tension in the air. Everyone held their breath as they navigated through the obstacles. It felt like a race against time. With every twist and turn, Alex could see the determination in his team's faces. They were all in this together. Finally, after what seemed like hours, they emerged from the asteroid field. Everyone cheered, relieved to be safe. "That was close," Maria said, wiping her brow. "Let's not celebrate yet," Alex warned, glancing at the radar. "We still have a long way to go." The team took a moment to catch their breath, but they knew their challenges were not over. They needed to be ready for anything. As they continued their journey, Alex thought about how far they had come. They had faced danger and uncertainty, but they had also grown stronger as a team. Each challenge made them more determined to rescue the princess. With their spirits lifted, the team focused on the path ahead. They were ready to face whatever lay in wait on the alien planet. Alex felt a new sense of hope. They would not give up, for they were united by their mission and the belief that they could make a difference. The countdown to rescue. After hours of flying through space, Alex and his team finally approached the alien planet. It loomed before them, a swirling mass of colors, greens, blues, and purples, surrounded by thick clouds. The sight was both beautiful and terrifying. They were close to the enemy stronghold, where the princess was being held captive. "Everyone, focus," Alex said, trying to keep the excitement and nerves under control. "We need to come up with a solid plan before we land." Maria was busy checking the ship's systems. "I'm running a scan of the area now. It should give us a better idea of where to land." Dr. Harris looked at the screen. "We need to find a spot that's close to the fortress but hidden from their patrols. If they see us, our mission will be over before it starts." After a few tense moments, Maria pointed to a small clearing surrounded by tall trees. "What about there? It looks like a safe spot to land." "That's perfect," Alex agreed. "We'll set down there and prepare for our approach." As they descended toward the planet, the ship shook slightly. The atmosphere was thick, and Alex had to concentrate hard on piloting. The clouds swirled around them, making it hard to see. Suddenly, the ship's radar began to beep loudly. "Warning, enemy ship detected nearby," the computer announced. "Stay calm," Alex shouted as he adjusted the ship's course. "Let's keep our cloaking device active and hope they don't spot us." They landed in the clearing with a soft thud. The team quickly unbuckled their seatbelts, adrenaline pumping through their veins. "Get ready," Alex said, his voice steady but serious. "We're going to need to move fast. Maria, can you create a distraction?" Maria nodded. "I can set off some flares to draw their attention away from us." "Perfect. Let's make sure we have everything we need before we head out," Alex replied, checking the gear and weapons. He could feel the weight of their mission pressing on him, but he knew they had come too far to turn back now. Once they were ready, Maria set up the flares a short distance from their landing site. She activated them, and bright colors lit up the sky, flashing red and green. "Now," Alex said, leading the team out of the ship. They moved quickly through the trees, staying low to avoid being seen. The flares worked perfectly. The enemy patrols began to shift their focus toward the bright lights. "Let's go," Dr. Harris whispered urgently as they reached the edge of the clearing. The fortress was in sight, a dark, towering structure with high walls and armed guards patrolling around it. Alex's heart raced as they crouched behind some bushes, observing the guards. "We need to find a way inside without being caught. There are too many guards at the main entrance. Maybe we can find a side entrance," Maria suggested, scanning the area. "Good idea," Alex replied. "Let's split into 2 teams. Maria and I will look for another way in while Dr. Harris and the others keep watch." They quickly formulated their plan, keeping their voices low. Each person understood their role, and everyone felt the excitement and urgency of the moment. They were on the brink of rescue, and it was time to act. As Alex and Maria moved around the fortress, they kept to the shadows, using the trees for cover. They reached a side wall that looked less guarded. "Over here," Alex whispered, pointing to a small door. Maria pressed her ear against it. "I can't hear anyone inside. It might be a good way in." "Let's try it," Alex said, pushing the door slowly. It creaked open, revealing a dark corridor. They exchanged nervous glances, knowing they were one step closer to the princess. With their hearts pounding, Alex and Maria entered the fortress, ready to face whatever lay ahead. They knew time was running out, and every moment counted. The countdown to rescue had begun, and failure was not an option. The rescue operation. Alex and Maria stepped into the dark corridor of the fortress, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The air was thick and heavy, and the faint sound of footsteps echoed in the distance. They knew they had to move quickly but carefully. "Let's stick to the shadows," Alex whispered, leading the way. They moved silently, keeping their eyes and ears open for any signs of danger. The corridor twisted and turned, and they soon found themselves in a dimly lit room filled with strange machines and glowing screens. "What do you think this place is?" Maria asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. "It looks like the control center for the fortress," Alex replied, glancing at the screens. "Maybe we can find information about the princess here." As they quickly searched the room, Alex noticed a large map on one of the walls. He stepped closer and pointed to a marked area. "This must be where they are holding her." Maria leaned in, her excitement growing. "We need to get there fast. But how do we get past those guards?" Suddenly, the door creaked open, and a guard entered the room. Alex and Maria quickly ducked behind a large machine, their hearts racing. The guard looked around, suspicious but unaware of their presence. "We can't stay here," Maria whispered. "We need to find another way out." As the guard turned his back, Alex spotted a small door at the far end of the room. "That door leads to the next hallway. If we can get there, we might avoid him." "On 3, Maria said, holding her breath. 1, 2, 3. They bolted for the door, their hearts pounding. They slipped inside just as the guard turned around, but they managed to close the door quietly. "Phew, that was close," Alex said, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "Let's keep moving," Maria urged. "We have to reach the princess before it's too late." They hurried down the narrow hallway, following the map in Alex's mind. They could hear guards talking and walking in the distance. With each step, they felt the urgency of their mission pressing down on them. Finally, they reached a heavy door marked prisoners. Alex tried the handle, but it was locked tight. "I don't think we can break it down. We need a key." Maria scanned the area. "There might be a control panel nearby. If I can get it working, I can unlock the door." "Quickly," Alex urged, looking over his shoulder nervously. Maria rushed to the control panel and began typing furiously. The screen blinked and flashed, and she concentrated hard, beads of sweat forming on her brow. Come on," she muttered. Just then, They heard footsteps approaching. Alex's heart raced. "Hurry, Maria. They're coming." With one final keystroke, the panel beeped. "I did it," Maria exclaimed, and the door clicked open. "Let's go," Alex said as he pushed the door open, revealing a dark room filled with prison cells. His heart sank when he saw the empty cells, but he quickly searched for the princess. "Princess, are you here?" he called out, his voice echoing in the stillness. Suddenly, a figure appeared from the shadows. It was the princess, her eyes wide with surprise. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice trembling. "We're here to rescue you," Alex replied, rushing toward her. "I'm Alex, and this is Maria. We've come from Earth to save you." The princess looked at them, her face filled with relief. "I thought no one would come for me." "We need to get out of here," Maria urged, glancing at the door. "We don't have much time." Alex quickly unlocked the cell and opened the door. "Let's go." As they stepped out, the alarm blared loudly, filling the fortress with a piercing sound. "They know we're here," Alex shouted. "We have to move fast." With the princess in tow, they sprinted down the hallway, retracing their steps. The sound of shouting guards echoed behind them, and Alex pushed himself to run faster. They could not let the aliens catch them now. "Which way?" the princess asked, her voice laced with fear. "Follow me," Alex yelled, leading them toward the back exit he had spotted earlier. They reached the door just as it swung open, revealing a group of guards. "Stop," one of them shouted, raising his weapon. "Go," Alex shouted, pushing the princess and Maria through the door. He followed closely behind, slamming the door shut just in time. They dashed into the trees surrounding the fortress, breathing heavily. They had escaped the prison, but they knew the chase was not over yet. "Let's head for the ship," Maria urged. The princess nodded, her eyes filled with determination. Together, they ran toward their only chance of escape. The Great Escape. Alex, Maria, and the princess sprinted through the dense trees, their hearts racing with fear and adrenaline. The alarm still echoed in the fortress behind them, and the sounds of shouting guards filled the air. They knew they had to reach their ship quickly before the aliens captured them. "Keep moving," Alex shouted, glancing back to see if they were being followed. The princess ran close behind him, her expression a mix of fear and determination. "Which way to the ship?" the princess asked, trying to keep up with Alex's long strides. "Just ahead. We need to reach the clearing," Maria called out, leading the way through the thick underbrush. They pushed through the trees, their legs burning from the effort. Every crack of a twig or rustle of leaves made them jump. Time was running out. The guards would be out looking for them any moment. Finally, they burst into the clearing where they had landed the ship. Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him when he saw the familiar shape of their vessel, but his heart sank again when he noticed the ship's ramp was still closed. "Why isn't the ramp down?" Alex asked, panicking slightly. "We need to activate it from the inside," Maria replied. "Quickly, let's get inside." They dashed toward the ship, but just as they reached the door, they heard footsteps behind them. "Hurry," Alex urged, slamming his hand against the door control. The door opened with a hiss, and they rushed inside, slamming it shut behind them. "Activate the launch sequence," Alex shouted at Maria as he raced to the cockpit. "We need to get out of here now." "I'm on it," Maria said, her fingers flying over the controls. The ship hummed to life, and the lights flickered on, casting a bright glow over the cockpit. The princess caught her breath, looking around in wonder. "This ship is amazing. Are you sure it can take us away from here?" "Absolutely. Just hold on tight," Alex said, glancing at the radar. He could see blips indicating enemy ships approaching their location. "We don't have much time." Maria continued to input commands, and the ship's engines roared to life. "Launch in 3, 2, 1. She counted down. Alex pressed the throttle forward, and the ship shot upward, leaving the ground behind. The trees shrank beneath them as they soared into the sky. "Look," Maria pointed at the radar. "They're coming after us." "Prepare for evasive maneuvers," Alex commanded, his heart racing. He could see two enemy ships rising from the fortress, their dark forms chasing after them. The ship shook as the first enemy ship fired its weapons. "Brace for impact," Maria shouted. Alex turned the ship sharply to the left, narrowly avoiding the blast. "We can't outrun them forever," the princess yelled, gripping the armrest tightly. "We need to outsmart them," Alex replied, his mind racing. "Maria, can you create a diversion? I can set off the flares again," Maria suggested. "That might confuse them." "Do it," Alex shouted, weaving the ship through the clouds to dodge more incoming fire. Maria quickly activated the flares, and bright colors erupted from the back of the ship. The enemy ships, caught off guard, diverted their attention to the flashes of light. "Now's our chance," Alex said, pushing the throttle to its limit. The ship surged forward, breaking free from the enemy's line of fire. "Where are we heading?" the princess asked, her voice filled with hope. "We're heading to the nearest safe planet," Alex replied, scanning the stars for a destination. "It's a small outpost where we can lay low until the heat dies down." The ship continued to fly through space, leaving the enemy ships behind. The tension began to ease, but they were not completely out of danger yet. Alex kept his eyes on the radar, ready to react if the enemy appeared again. After a few minutes, the princess finally relaxed in her seat. "Thank you for rescuing me. I thought I would be trapped there forever." Alex smiled at her. "We couldn't leave you behind. You're safe now." Maria looked over at them. "We did it. We escaped." They all cheered, their voices echoing in the cockpit. The relief was overwhelming. As they flew toward safety, Alex couldn't help but feel proud of his team. They had faced danger together, and they had succeeded against all odds. The princess was safe, but their adventure was far from over. "Let's keep our eyes open," Alex reminded them. "We need to stay alert until we're sure we're safe." With the stars shining brightly around them, they continued their journey through the cosmos, ready for whatever lay ahead. The final battle. As the ship soared through the dark expanse of space, Alex, Maria, and the princess felt a mix of relief and tension. They had escaped the fortress, but they knew the danger was not over. The enemy would not give up easily, and they were determined to recapture the princess. "We should be safe for now, but we can't let our guard down," Alex said, keeping a close watch on the radar. Maria nodded. "I'll monitor the systems closely. If they come after us, we need to be ready." The princess took a deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. "What will we do if they find us again?" Alex turned to her, his expression serious. "We'll fight back. We can't let them take you again." Just then, the radar began to beep urgently. "Incoming ships," Maria shouted, her eyes wide. "They're gaining on us fast. Prepare for battle." Alex yelled, his heart racing. He gripped the controls tightly, trying to keep the ship steady as he increased their speed. The enemy ships were closing in, their dark silhouettes becoming clearer against the stars. Alex could see the glint of weapons charging. "Here they come," he warned. Maria activated the ship's defensive shields, and the cockpit lit up with a bright blue glow. "We're ready for their attack," she shouted. The first enemy ship fired, and Alex dodged to the left, narrowly avoiding the blast. "Return fire," he commanded, his voice steady. Maria targeted the enemy ship and pressed the button, sending a stream of energy bolts toward them. The shots hit the enemy ship, causing it to shake and veer off course. "Yes, we hit them," Maria cheered, but Alex knew they had to stay focused. "Don't celebrate yet. There are more ships behind us," he said, glancing at the radar. The remaining enemy ships were closing in, and they were not backing down. Alex pushed the throttle to the max, trying to escape the incoming fire. We need to create some distance. Maria, keep firing. Maria focused on the controls, her fingers dancing over the buttons. She fired at the enemy ships one by one, but the aliens were relentless. They just keep coming, she exclaimed, frustration in her voice. Let's try a new tactic, Alex suggested, a plan forming in his mind. We can lead them to the asteroid belt ahead. It will be harder for them to chase us there. Good idea, Maria agreed, but it's risky. We need to be careful not to crash ourselves. We'll have to trust each other, Alex replied, determination in his eyes. Let's do it. They turned the ship sharply, heading straight for the asteroid belt. The ship shook as they entered the field, dodging massive rocks and debris. Keep an eye on the radar, Alex shouted, expertly maneuvering the ship through the tight spaces. The enemy ships followed closely behind, firing their weapons. Watch out, the princess yelled as an asteroid flew past them, barely missing the ship. Stay calm, Alex urged, his focus unbroken. He turned the ship quickly, narrowly avoiding another collision. The enemy ships struggled to keep up, and Alex could see them getting closer to the asteroids. This is our chance, Maria shouted. They won't be able to chase us through here. Just then, one of the enemy ships collided with an asteroid, causing a massive explosion that lit up the dark space. We did it. They're gone. Maria cheered, but Alex knew they had to stay vigilant. Not yet. There are still 2 ships left, he reminded her, glancing at the radar. Let's finish this. They continued to weave through the asteroid belt, and Maria aimed their ship at the remaining enemy vessels. This is for the princess, she declared, her eyes filled with determination. With a fierce look on his face, Alex targeted the first ship and fired. The blast hit the enemy ship, sending it spiraling out of control. One down, he shouted, his excitement bubbling over. Let's get the last one, Maria called out, aiming for the final enemy ship. They fired once more, and the shot struck true. The ship exploded in a bright flash, lighting up the dark space. We did it, the princess cheered, her voice full of joy. Great work, team, Alex said, feeling a sense of pride wash over him. They had faced danger and fought bravely together. As the dust settled, they emerged from the asteroid field, their ship intact and the princess safe. They were victorious, but they knew their journey was far from over. Together, they would continue to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in their mission. A new beginning. After their victory in the asteroid belt, the atmosphere inside the ship was filled with relief and joy. Alex, Maria, and the princess exchanged smiles, each of them feeling the weight of their success. They had fought bravely, and now they were free from the clutches of the alien captors. As they flew away from the battle, the stars sparkled brightly around them. The princess took a deep breath and looked out the window, her eyes shining with hope. Thank you for saving me. I can't believe we made it. We couldn't have done it without you, Maria replied, her voice filled with warmth. You were brave too. Now what will we do? The princess asked, turning back to Alex and Maria. I can't go back to my home planet yet. They will be looking for me. Alex nodded, thinking carefully. You're right. We need a safe place for you to stay until it's safe to return. There's a small outpost on the edge of the galaxy. We can lay low there. That sounds perfect, the princess said, a smile breaking across her face. I would love to see this outpost. Maria worked on the ship's navigation system, entering the coordinates for the outpost. It will take us a little while to get there, but we'll make it, she said. As they traveled through space, Alex reflected on their journey. They had faced many challenges together, and now they were more than just allies. They were friends. He glanced at the princess, who was looking out at the stars with a sense of wonder. What is your name, princess? Alex asked, breaking the silence. "Call me Lyra," she replied, turning to him with a warm smile. "It feels good to have a name again, after being just a prisoner for so long." "Lyra it is," Alex said, feeling a sense of camaraderie with her. "We're glad to have you with us." The hours passed quickly as they traveled through the galaxy. Lyra shared stories about her home planet, describing beautiful landscapes and vibrant cultures. Maria listened with great interest, her imagination running wild with the images Lyra painted with her words. Suddenly, the ship's alarm beeped, breaking the peaceful atmosphere. "What now?" Maria exclaimed, rushing to the controls. Alex checked the radar. "We have incoming ships. They must have tracked us." His heart raced as he realized the danger was not yet over. "Can we outrun them?" Lyra asked, her voice trembling. "We have to try," Alex replied, gripping the controls. He pushed the throttle forward, trying to gain speed. The enemy ships appeared on the radar, closing in fast. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers," Maria shouted, her eyes scanning the screens. "I'll get the weapons ready." Alex weaved the ship through space, dodging enemy fire. "I need a distraction," he called to Maria. "I can set off the flares again," Maria said, quickly activating the flares from earlier. Bright colors lit up the space around them, creating a stunning light show. The enemy ships were momentarily confused, allowing Alex to take a sharp turn away from them. "Now's our chance," he shouted, accelerating toward the outpost. Lyra watched in awe as they approached the outpost. It was a small, bustling station, filled with ships and people from all over the galaxy. Alex maneuvered their ship into a docking bay, landing smoothly. "We made it," Maria cheered, a look of triumph on her face. Alex sighed with relief, turning to Lyra. "You're safe now. We can figure out what to do next." As they exited the ship, they were greeted by a diverse group of people. Some were traders, while others were travelers seeking adventure. Lyra looked around, her eyes wide with excitement. "This place is amazing." Alex smiled, feeling a sense of pride. They had completed their mission and found a new home for Lyra, at least for now. He could see the hope shining in her eyes, and he knew this was just the beginning of a new journey. "We'll help you find a way back to your planet when it's safe," Maria promised. "But for now, let's explore and enjoy our freedom." Lyra nodded, a bright smile spreading across her face. "Thank you both for everything. I couldn't have asked for better friends." As they walked into the lively outpost, Alex felt a warmth in his heart. They had faced great danger and come out stronger together. A new chapter was beginning, not just for Lyra, but for all of them. They were ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead, united as friends and allies, ready to face the unknown together.